Shall we make you a dress, eh? Like anything in a house, the sewing machine also gets dusty, and all that dust can go inside the engine, which means you will have to clean it more often, or maybe it could even get damaged, so you don't want that. So it's a good idea to have a cover for it. I made this almost 3 years ago, I can't believe that, and I love it because it's see-through. All the patchwork ones and colorful ones are also really nice, but I really like this one because you can see it. The sewing machine is the main character in the sewing room. They're such drama queens. And I wanted to see it. I also like working with plastic. It's a very versatile material and I think it looks amazing. And this one didn't get one because at that time I wasn't using it that much, and then it got stuck, it wouldn't sew. Now then after that I repaired it, and I think it deserves one as well. It was a suggestion from a subscriber, Jenny, so be like Jenny, and if you have suggestions, leave them in the comments down below. This is a very beautiful community. You can leave suggestions, doubts, and I can answer in the shorts, and we can sew together, so consider subscribing as well. I have this piece left from two, well, you can't see it because it's see-through. From two rolls I bought last year in the Remman box. I got them in the Remman box. They were only €3 a roll, and I got them both. This is roughly 1.20 m by 60 centimeters, and I have this project left to do, so let's do it. I also have this little piece left, so let's see if I can use it for this. I've sewn so much stuff with it. I've sewn a cover for clothes to take clothes places. I've made handbags, beach bags, anything. And lately the last thing I did was some bags for my boys' toys. So it's really versatile. I really enjoy working with it, and of course I have some bias tape to hem it. And of course I'll leave you a link with all the plastic projects I've made at the end of the video and in the description box down below. And talking about designs, I have so many problems thinking about the design and what would be better, how to do it, because the other one has only two panels. The front panel and the back panel are the same, and then it has a long one all along the body. But the Serger has a weird shape, hasn't it? So I didn't know if it would be a good idea to sew a panel like a box, like 5 sides, but it would be too boxy, so I didn't like that in the end. Then I thought about sewing like a rounded side with like a cheese top. The thing is angles. I don't think I like those angles for it. So in the end I came up with the same idea, sort of. It's going to be like the other one, but the panels are going to go on the sides, and then the longer bit all along from front to back. But it's weird because the back bit is wider than the front. So let's see how we manage. Once the plastic panels are cut, I'm simply going to sew them together and add bias tape to hem it all. Oh. I think 80 will be okay. Let's give it 83 just in case. Centimeters. And then the back is going to be 37, I think, yes. And then the front, only 31. And for the sides, the same as this one. So this is going to be 29 centimeters high. And the same, I think, yeah, 31. Okay, well, let's cut. And to mark your measurements on the plastic, use a pen because the chalk will be impossible. Because the left side is going to be straight and the front is smaller on the right side, I took advantage of a straight line on the left and then measured the front and back and join them together with a straight line on the right. I thought I was going to use it all, but I have some pieces left and a longer one that I'm sure I'll be using in a scraps project, so don't throw anything away. The plastic foot is ideal for this project, as well as some paper in case you see that the plastic is sticking to the sewing machine. Although in my case it didn't just a few days ago, so I'm not going to use it this time. When sewing a straight line with a curve, I always leave the straight line underneath the straight piece of material, because I think, in my opinion, it's easier to handle the curve on top, to start moving it instead of doing that with the straight one, because it's a bigger piece of fabric and, in my opinion, it's a bit more difficult to handle. And if you see you're going to have a pleat because your material is wrinkling, just lift the needle down and put your presser up, so your presser foot up, then that way you can unstick it and make it easier to sew. So I have my cover and I tried it on and it fits, of course, and now I had problems with the bobbing. It made a bit of a mess here, but the bias tape goes on top, so I don't really care. So I'm going to just cut the bits that are a bit loose and that's it. So now I'm going to sew the bias tape on top, first the rounded bits, so then I can hem them down the bottom. Sometimes this is a bit difficult to handle because you have to make sure you are sewing it right in and pulling a little bit, so it's a bit tricky, but it's okay. And of course, before starting to sew in the bias tape, make sure you trim the first seam you did so you can put it right in and you don't see that first seam outside the bias tape. And after finishing the sides, I'm going to do the same with the bottom, and that way it will have a really nice finish. So now they are both covered. That way they don't get jealous of each other. It's not a difficult project. The only thing is thinking about the best way for you to do it. And for me it was this: the least panels as possible and a comfy shape. You can do it with different shapes, with more panels, a boxier look. It depends on your taste. And now that I have them two together, I'm realizing that this one looks a bit lilac, this plastic, and this one looks more see-through. I don't know, it's just a tablecloth plastic material. for your table, but it's really versatile. You can do lots of different projects with it. I've made so much stuff, and I leave you a link with all the projects, with all the plastic stuff I've made. With this one, of course, a plastic cover to move clothes from one place to another, bags for toys, and of course beach bags were really interesting as well. So I'll leave you a link, but consider subscribing if you like this kind of content. I upload a video twice a week, so that way you get ideas and you don't miss anything. And I'll read you down in the comments as well. Bye!